One of the 5 niches I'm about to show you have a competition score of 66. This is about as low as it gets. And it's in a niche people are searching for all summer long. I dug through the research and pulled 5 low competitions that are selling right now. And a few of them are tied to 2 events happening in the next few weeks that are going to drive a wave of buyers. I'll show you the niche, the competition score, the proof, and the exact AI prompt to build your own version. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, my name is RJ Martinez. I've been doing print on demand for over 8 years and selling online for over 10. I do this full time, and every week I bring you fresh, real niche research so you can stop guessing and start uploading. If you get value from this video, smash that like button. It tells YouTube to push this out to more sellers like you. The free research spreadsheet is linked in the description, and I'll point you to it in a minute. Let's jump into it. The first niche mixes faith with cottagecore trend that is everywhere right now. And it's sitting around 100 competition score. This one gets a very specific loyal buyer. So the first niche is Jesus is my jam, the strawberry version. This is a Christian humor meets the cottagecore aesthetic. A vintage strawberry jam jar, soft pink stripes, hand lettered label, and the pun does the work. Jesus is my jam. It's wholesome. It's very clever. It's exactly the kind of design the faith in cottagecore crowd loves to wear and gift. Now, as you're going to see, the competition score 112 results right over here. See that? That's low and it's workable. And when you pull this up, you're going to see, like, you're looking at the BSR down below right here. You can see that there's a demand. Okay. So I think that with the standout here, the signal design, the execution is not just the phrase. This is isn't a plain t-shirt. It's a detailed boutique style illustration within the faith niche. Most of the competition is generic text on a colored shirt. This is like a polished cottagecore jam jar. Instantly separates you from that crowd. That's what makes this listing stand out. I believe when it comes to just the design in general, it stands out, and you can see that the demand, and you're looking at the BSR, every time it drops down, it goes up and drops down, that means a sell. And then first of all, if it's made a sale already, you can see in the last 30 days, it's when it goes up and down, it's making sales. So that's a good sign for us right off the back. Now, different ideas here. Well, first things first, I'm thinking spin-off ideas here, okay? Swipe out like food puns, like a mustard seed with a seed jar bloom where you are planted with like florals or seasonal jam flavors. You can literally take it from strawberry, so you can take it to blueberry, peach, or any variety of a fruit. I think that will work really good. And the aesthetic is the brand, the pun, the interchangeable. And when it comes to something like this, getting your first niche is just understanding who you're going to design for. That's very powerful when it comes to this. Who's going to buy it? Think about that for yourself. Okay. So now we come over here into Ideogram AI. You're going to see this is the prompt that I actually put in here. Okay. Right on screen to generate this type of image. So now, as I said, strawberries, you can literally switch it out, blueberry, peach, it doesn't matter. I just show you the concept and the different ideas that it comes with. And I like that little touch of that bee right there. It's crazy because if you're not using AI to help you with different design concepts and come up with inspiration, you're definitely missing out. So you can see like this, I think that the flowers and the strawberry jam, that's a pretty cool design. Pretty cool one too. Cool one. This is my jam. Nice. The next idea too is going to be a fishing pun mixing with Father's Day and 4th of July. I feel like this is a really good evergreen design with a nice competition score too. So the next one is Cranky, the US flag crankbait fishing shirt. This is a double pun. A crankbait is a type of fishing lure, and the lure has a grumpy face. So it's cranky, right? Pair this with an American flag paint job, and you've got a design that fits fishermen, dads, and patriotic buyers all at once. The competition score, if we come over here, you can see it's at 100. And then if we come down, there's this one right here, and then I found this one too. So there's a camouflage one that's doing really good, and then there is the American flag color ones that works really good. So these are, you can see what they did here. Literally just by switching up the design, you can create a, like the style, the aesthetic of it. Like you can literally come up with your own, like 2 different top sellers in a niche. And this is what I always talk about. If you're making the sales with one design, like how can you do something a little bit different and make a little like a flip on the one that you're selling already and make another sell, okay, by leveraging, okay, it's working. It's working. Can you create another design to actually implement that and do something good right there? Yes, you can. So I think it's just understanding who you're targeting and who's going to be buying this right here, especially for Father's Day coming up. I think this is going to be a really good one. And then it's going to just turn into an evergreen as far as understanding like who's going to be buying it, stuff like that. So the signal is patriotic, 4th of July, Father's Day. This is stacking those two together to create a top seller. And by looking at the BSR, okay, that's not what it's going to show. It's not going to show. Is this one going to show? Okay, this one did show. You can see that there's obviously a demand and it's starting to trend downward and make more sales. Now, like I said, timing, it makes all the difference here, especially with June 21st, I believe it is. Father's Day is coming up. This was going to work good, but then it's going to roll into 4th of July. I feel like you're taking like two trends and then putting them together here. Now, I feel like with what are different ideas that you can come up with right here. I think that swap out the crankbait becomes a grumpy bass, okay, a grumpy walleye, or any other fishing ponds. Like you think of just different grumpy things you have in mind here. Real cool dad, masturbator, right? If you want to, get the edgy, funny people that turn their head type of idea when it comes to this. But now, and anything like this, you're thinking about the hobby. Okay. What people like to do. And if you're like a fisherman yourself and you can come up with a good idea, I feel like understanding, okay, you can use different lures to create a funny t-shirt and turns into a bestseller. Like what else can you do? If this is working, what else can you do? So we come over here into Ideogram. This is the prompt that I put in over here, right? You can see it right above here. You can pause that, take a screenshot. If you want to take a look at that, you can definitely do that. Or take a screenshot of it. It's right there. And let's look at the ideas and the concepts that it created. You can see what it did here. Okay. A little bit grumpy, not too grumpy. Sometimes you would still have to work it in, but it's not bad, right? Pretty cool. It's a really good job. This one's pretty cool. I like this one. Got that paint splatter design. Really cool. Now, the next one, here it is. The 66, the lowest competition score in the entire video. Roughly around 60 when I found it. It's a summer foodie design with barely any competition for it. And this is one I'd build first. Next is the Lobster Martini, the summer version. All right, a cartoon lobster, you can see like with the martini in hand. So that's not too summery, right? But I feel like there's a few other ones that you may be a little bit summery type of vibes. I want you to think about that too when you're looking at any of this stuff. Like, what can you do here? I think lobsters, summery vibes, like a playful type of idea, summer vacation energy. I think that would be a really good flip on it. When it comes to something like this, think beach trips, seafood lovers, summer cocktails. All this stuff that I'm sharing with you would be really good. People buy for a vibe, not a reason. Now, when I was going to Sam's Club, I do a lot of Sam's Club or Costco shopping. I was seeing a lot of like lobster stuff. And I was like, interesting. So then I was like, let me go look at this. And then boom, here it is. Found something over here. I was like, oh, this is doing pretty good. There's barely any competition. Why is this even trending right now? So when you look at the competition score, like I said, you come over here, it's at 72. When I found it's like at 66. And now the algorithm may throw this around a bit. So there's very little competition here. I think this is one of the best low competition niches inside of this video, right? You might not be getting a ton of crazy demand of sales, but it's definitely one of those ones where you can possibly put a design up, and then if it sells, it's going to rank on that front page. It will rank on the front page if you make sales. So when you see that and you're looking at the BSR, just understanding when you make your first sale, you're most likely going to, be on the front page, which is something that we look for as print on demand sellers. Now, one thing you can do right here is swap the animal or the drink. Crab with a margarita. Right, that would be another one. Shrimp with a beer. Okay, flamingo with a cocktail. The cute animal plus a summer drink formula is endlessly repeatable here. And each one is fresh. Now, I think this is a perfect time for, when you're looking at something like this, understanding summertime, okay? Understand that. That's a trend right now. Summertime designs, something like this will work really good. Now, real quick, before we get into the last two, finding niche scored at 66 of that type of competition, that's not by accident. That's one of the designs that I personally found and understood, like, okay, there's a demand here. People are buying this right now. It's in the big box stores and people are buying it. It's almost sold out. Like, this is a good one. So it takes hours of digging to understand that, right? Now, that's the whole reason I built the top research design vault. Every week I do research for you and hand you 20 brand new low competition designs every single week, each with a competition score, the design angle, the keywords, the AI prompts. And then plus when you sign up, you get access to over 2,100, which is really cool. So instead of one video a week, you get a constant pipeline of validated niches every week so you can actually understand the research on what's selling and create your own, and then have a better chance of making sales with your business. Okay, it doesn't matter where you're selling at. You can be selling on Amazon, you can be selling on Etsy, you can be selling on Redbubble, you can be selling on your own website. These are really cool ideas that I come up with every single week. So the Volt's going to be down below in the description. And then if you want to see how the research style works and how I do things, there's a free download tool as well of everything that I'm sharing in this video. And you can kind of get a breakdown of that. Okay. And I do that every single week too as well. Just try to provide the value and go over the top as best as possible to help you understand that, hey, this is making sales. You need to do this. And I don't mind sharing because I'm going to find my own stuff too as well. I've built the systems around this and built research around this myself. So this implementing and then seen people having results in the back end is very inspiring too as well. So the next one, this next one has the highest competition score in the video. And normally that's a hard pass for me, but there's a reason I am putting it in front of you. And it's a lesson every seller needs. Next is barbecue lover. You can never have too many grills. This is pure dad humor grilling content. I think your uncle too as well, right? Grandpa for sure. My grandpa loves grills. The relatable joke, you can always need one more grill. Bold typography, a lineup of grill silhouettes, as you're going to see here. That pitmaster aesthetic. It's a Father's Day gift and a summer long grilling season seller, pretty rolled into one. So think of Father's Day, summer. What do people love to barbecue during the summer, right? It's I think when it comes to anything like this, understanding that. Now, I feel like when it comes to something like this, you have to understand, which is where I break my own rule, right? Competition score is roughly around like 600, close to 600. When I found it, that is high. Normally, I'll tell you to walk away with a number like that, unless you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to, driving your own traffic. I feel like, but I want to teach you something that's important here. You can see right here, we come over here, we have the competition score. You're going to see 137. Something weird here is going on, right? It messed up my so when I found it was roughly around there, but I think for the algorithm's messing with us right now. Sometimes it means the demand is huge, proven. That's why so many sellers, I want to keep in mind there's so many sellers. When you see something that has a higher competition score, and we'll touch on it, I was going to break it all down for you. When you see something like this, that means there's a lot of sellers here. There's people it's proven seller, there's a demand. People want to buy this. So usually a flood of competition comes in, and that is totally normal. Okay. So when you come down here and you look at the BSR, you look at this, we have the BSR is doing pretty good. Okay. And I feel like this is going to work with the 4th of July too as well. And it's doing really good. Okay. So we can see that there's definitely a demand here. The proof is there. So something else is, so the spin-offs with this idea, every grill pun and identity, grill sergeant, license to grill, silitans of smoke, or breed it into specific personas. Best grilling dad, barbecue grandpa, dad humor, grilling is like a bottomless niche. There's so many different ideas, so many different concepts that you can do here. Okay, so very, very powerful. Now, understanding how you're gonna make your first sale is you have to have really solid keywords in the listing. I think that's first and foremost. If you're not running Amazon ads, you can do that. If you're not running stuff to you like this, if you're running a fan page, I think this will work really good. I'm pretty sure this is something that will be shared online. Like people will love to share this, especially like I said, for Father's Day, people will gravitate to something like this and make a purchase. Now, as you're going to see over here, this is the prompt idea that I put in right here. You can never have too many grills. This one's covering up the design a bit there, a little bit better. You can never have too many grills. Pitmaster since day one. You can never have too many grills. Pitmaster Club. This is cool. I like this one. This one's solid. I like this one a lot. You can never have too many grills. This one's pretty cool. I like this one's my favorite. Seems like it's getting all mixed up by putting the grills over the text. A little bit here, something like this is my favorite. But also too, when I'm sharing this with information with you, always make sure that you're double checking for trademarks and copyright. Just because I'm sharing with you doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm going to copy this and go upload on my end. You have to do your work on your end to have an understanding of that part, because a lot of people think they can put anything in a design or any type of text. And I get some people trademark the craziest things that shouldn't be trademarked, but these are rules that we have to follow. Last one, it's the smartest concept on the list. It turns the 250th anniversary of America into a personal birthday shirt, and the hero listing that shows a signal that tells me this one is already working. Last niche, America turns 50, I turn 50. So this is a clever type of designer right here. Anyone born in the 1976, the year of America's bicentennial, turns 50 in 2026. So this shirt celebrates both milestones at once: 1776, 1976, and 2026. It's a personalized birthday gift and a patriotic anniversary piece in one. Pretty cool, right? Competition score, if you come over here, we're going to have a result of 268. Now, when I found this, it was like at 114. So you can see it was lower, but now it's probably going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger as people see it more and more. This is a really cool one, okay? Always, when it comes to something like this, thinking of a holiday and mixing in a birthday makes it a special type of moment for a lot of people. Okay, so I feel like you're just combining these two, or any type of holiday, or in any future, like this is going to be a really big idea. You can create a trending design from this type of concept. Now, so it's different spin-off ideas. The math works for all ages too. Born in 1956, America turns 50. I turn 70. Right, you kind of get the concept there. Born in 1966, I turn 60. Every birthday year lands in 2026. Gets its own listing. That's a whole category from one template, right? And it's the easiest customization in the entire video. So just think about, that's one way how you're going to generate your first sale in this niche right here. Now, obviously, you want to be careful for trademarks. America 250. When you have that together, it's a trademark. And I know that a lot of the Amazon, if you're personally uploading to Amazon merch, the Amazon rejection bot seems to be going crazy as I'm making this video. They may have updated it by then, but that was one thing right there that I realized. I uploaded a few designs the other day and I got 8 rejections right off the back. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm doing everything correctly. So I've been uploading it designs and draft them and give it like a week, and then hopefully they fix it. Now come over here into Ideagram. This is the prompt idea that I typed in here, okay, to generate this design. America's turns 250, I turn 50, and then you can see 1776 and 1976, 2026. Here, here, and here. Now, one thing, if you get any value out of this video, you're getting ideas, how I do personal research, make sure you smash that like button. This helps other sellers and pushes it into the YouTube algorithm and helps me create even more content like this. If you have any questions or concerns, leave me a comment down below. Hope you're liking this value that I'm providing to you. That's 5 niches, and the theme this week is low competition with real timing behind it. A Lobster Martini with a good competition score, a patriotic crankbait, and a dual milestone birthday. These are all open lanes right now. But here's the honest truth. Timing matters on a few of these. Father's Day is June 21st, and the 250th anniversary is July 4th. If you're going to ride those waves, you have to move this week, not next month. And even if you miss the holiday, these niches keep selling throughout the summer and into next year. Drop a comment. Tell me which one are you uploading first. I read every single one of them. Smash that like button. If this helped, it pushes the video out to more sellers. And subscribe for fresh niche research every week. The top research design vault is linked in the description. Over 2,100 niches, 20 new niches every week, each with competition score, design angle, keywords, and AI prompts. Free download there too, so you can see the research before you commit. And if you want more low competition niches like this, watch this video right here next. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.